Hello and welcome to Trashy Trashy, where we take a dumpster dive on this week's garbage people and look at all the trashiest news stories. My name is Erica, and I'm your host.
My name is Cassandra, and I'm your other host, and I've just been assaulted by a tiny seed.
You take that again.
No, I won't. I'm a one-take wonder. I
Oh
have tears
no.
in my eyes.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
man. I was trying not to cough while you were talking,
hmm
and then I was like, it's past. I can open my mouth now.
Just snuck out. Just
Look,
ran down.
listeners, we're human, We're human. We're just
I'm
humans. Man, girl, I had the yummiest stir fry last night for dinner.
Oh, what'd you make?
I didn't make it. Taylor did, but
Wow.
I did make the rice though, and I nailed it. So we were hungry, right? As one does around dinner.
Sure.
And we didn't want to cook. And so we were going to get Thai food, but then we were like, we don't have money. And
Right.
so we were like, we need to eat what's at the house, which please hold your applause. But we did eat what we have at the house. And it was like veggies and I mean, it was stir fry. I don't know. We
Right.
didn't do anything. We didn't do anything like we're not reinventing the wheel, but it was just like a nice reminder because I haven't had stir fry in a while, and I forgot. Like, wow, like stir fry really rips. Very good
Yeah.
stuff. Make a stir fry tonight, everyone.
Oh, I love
Treat
I
yourself.
honestly that's kind of how I cook in general. I just kind of throw a bunch of shit in and I'm like, it's a stir fry.
I love a stir fry. I love like a bowl. Sometimes we make bowls
Oh,
and we're like
I
slop for dinner.
love slop. Yes, I love a bowl.
Yeah,
I love a
so
bowl.
good.
We'll walk to the H Mart, which is like the Korean grocery store, and we'll buy like pre marinated like bulgogi or like different beefs and porks and stuff. Make that slop, cook some rice, chop up some lettuce wraps, and pretend that we're being healthy. It's
Wow,
great.
really good. Really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we pretended to be healthy for sure with ours last night. It
Oh
might have
God.
been legally on paper healthy, but you never know.
I
A lot
mean,
of sauce involved.
I don't do any morality about food. I'm trying to remove like good bad food. Like I'm eating clean. I'm like, did you wash your food? Then shut the fuck up. No, food is. I hate when people describe food as clean. They're like, I'm eating clean, and I'm like, yeah, I wash my vegetables too. What are you saying? I hate that. That is so insane to me. But like bad food is like, oh, this has gone rotten, or like a child was chained to this tree and picked this apple for me. That's a bad apple. That's it. That's like that is, I'm trying to like steer away. So, but in what really messes with people or they think about the way they talk about food is when they're like, I'm eating clean and I'm like, what does that mean? Like it just asks a question, and then they have to be like,
Sure.
well,
So you diet shame people who are on diets
no, I don't diet
and
shame.
make them
I
uncomfortable.
shame the way they speak about stuff. Yeah, I am. I hate
Sure.
diet culture, but
Sure. I get
I'm
it.
like, define it. Define that thing you're saying.
I have a Patreon exclusive.
Oh. Mhm.
Sorry, just had to rag on my husband a little bit for anyone who pays to hear it. Why are you trash?
Yeah. So I was talking to an old friend Saturday night, and we were doing a little FaceTime. I had the weekend to myself. Winston was out of town. It was fantastic. I love that man to death. I'll die holding his hand. But man, when you're alone, is there anything better? Is there anything better? So
Not
Saturday,
much. Not
not
much, girl.
much. I had multiple events to attend Saturday, and regretfully, when I got off work Saturday afternoon, I sat down, which meant I was not leaving my house again.
Yeah, no, you can't sit
Can't.
after work if you have plans.
Here's the thing about my ADHD brain. I can go from work home, reorganize the cabinets or clean a bedroom or the bath, but if there's a sit, it's done. The energy has left the body, like Elvis has left the building. The energy is gone, and I cannot get it back until the next day. And who knows when that will be, right?
Oh, 100%. It doesn't mean like, the next morning.
No,
It
no.
just means
Oh, I
sometime in the next 24 hours.
I have a paper due by 3 p.m. 2:15, them cabinets getting clean, girl. Chasing that dopamine. So
I get it.
I was like, well, sitting here eating this cookie cake I bought myself, that's a whole other story. So I'm eating my cookie cake. It's like 9 o'clock my time, midnight.
You
You,
can't eat that standing, so it's kinda like
I mean, yeah, what am I doing, right?
Yeah.
So an old friend texts me, and I didn't understand the text at first, so I just replied with like a general GIF that I used to be like, "There." Like I have acknowledged that you've sent me something, but I didn't understand the context. Then they FaceTime me. Fantastic. Listener, love them to death. And we were chatting. I'm having some rosé by myself, eating my cookie cake. It's a fantastic Saturday night. They reminded me of a time in college. I worked for a tanning spa when I was in college. And we were sponsoring this organization I did this friend with. We are sponsoring Relay for Life that year, the cancer fundraiser.
I know it well. I feel like they hit up every school's fundraiser they can. They're sluts for it.
Sluts for it. So they said, hey, we're looking for sponsors. So I go, hey, why don't I ask my tanning spa to be a sponsor for Relay for Life? They need the PR. I'm the marketing manager. I got postcards that say give a free tan. Like, of course they would want that, right? Girl, when I tell you the death, the silence that happened in that room after I suggested a tanning
Yeah.
spa for the cancer
Yeah.
fundraiser.
Yeah, that was a miss.
And they were like, should we just ask like Big Tobacco next? And I was like,
That's what came to my mind is like a
well,
cigarette company.
yeah, they've got the money. Anyway, I was reminded of the time that
I mean, they let Big Meat do it.
excuse me, exactly.
You know?
Meat, everything. California
Big
has
Meat.
e- everything causes it. Okay, stress. Who knows what causes it? But I guess tanning in the sun, in quotations, are causes of cancer. And I suggested my cancer causer sponsor Relay for Life, and was met with deathly silence and then laughter. And then I was like, oh, okay, I'll withdraw my suggestion. Anyway, that's why I'm trash.
I have a controversial opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's controversial. We'll put it on the Patreon just in case.
No, let's go back to the main feed.
All right. All right. All right.
All right, Cass. Well, that's a controversial opinion about who killed Jimmy Hoffa, but why are you
I
trash this
had
week?
to get it out. I had to
Mhm,
say it.
mhm.
All right.
That's such an old reference to, like, I think that was old when my dad was a kid in a way. Like, that happened in his teenagehood. But for some reason, and there's greater mysteries in this world, right? Other than who killed a fucking Teamster. But to me, that's like the ultimate, like, whoa, we just revealed the secret. I'm such an old person.
I feel like the biggest mystery that comes to mind is that plane. You
Which
know?
one? Malaysia?
Yeah. Where'd it
Yeah.
go?
Yeah.
That was a crazy one, huh?
God damn, that's wild. I did. I was listening to a podcast yesterday about a girl who fell to earth. She was on a plane in the 70s, and Lockheed had been making these planes, and they just kept fucking breaking and crashing. And she was in Peru. She was German, but her parents were living in Peru to recapture languages, like all these indigenous languages of Peru. And she was on a plane with her mom on Christmas Day, and her plane just fell apart midair. Just boom, boom, boom. And she was still strapped in her seat, and she fell from the sky and was basically unharmed. But she was in the Peruvian jungle for like 10 days and walked and walked and walked. She lost her glasses. She finally found a stream, walked, and eventually she came upon a boat and eventually came upon people. But they think what happened was the way her seat, she was in that row of 3 still strapped in, she caught all these pockets, and it might have acted kind of like a parachute. but she, like, didn't break a
Wild.
limb. She had a massive concussion, didn't break any limbs, and they were like, "Oh my god." And so Werner Herzog, my favorite documentarian and impression to do, tried to get on that plane, and they said there's too much, it's your equipment would be too heavy. And then he did a documentary about that girl's fall to earth. But
He was supposed to be on that flight?
he was trying to get on that flight.
Whoa.
How crazy is that? Anyway, anyway. Why are you
Why am I
trash?
trash? Uh, all right. So my grandma passed away recently.
Yeah.
RIP.
R.I.P.
And she, much to your detriment, she really, really, really liked clowns. Like,
Mm,
I don't know that she liked clowns actually, or that she just had a lot of clowns. But like there growing up, there was like a whole room of her house that was like the guest room, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. And it was
yes.
all clowns. All clowns.
I had
So
we had a clown painting in the family, like a clown, like figurines. And remember that there
yeah.
was a distinct style of like clown painting for a while in the
Yeah.
80s.
It's so anyways, I've inherited some clowns now. And yeah, we have a clown painting in the house already from
Yeah.
Taylor's uncle
Oh, yeah.
of
I'm
like
familiar. I've seen
um
it.
but we have now two clown figurines and we have a clown. It's art. It's not a painting. It's like woven, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we
So we
have a
have one
couple
of
of those.
those that she made because she was very artistic and she made it. And it's like this clown who's smiling, but then the picture behind the clown, he's frowning. And I'm like,
Mhm.
I mean, this is like some deep shit, psychological. Is this how how everyone sees him, but this is who he is inside? Who
Yeah.
knows,
Mhm.
who knows the intention? The artist has passed away, so we don't know. But I have it. And so I was like, okay, where can we put this? And I made a suggestion of like, why don't we put it above, our books right here? And I kind of leaned it there. And Taylor was like, I don't know, like maybe. And I was like, well, let's just live with it on top of the books and we'll just see how we feel.
Sure.
It's like not hung up, but it's kind of where I think it should go. I turn around to walk away and Taylor goes, watch out. And I'm like, what? And I hunch out of the way and I try to move quickly. And he jumps in and catches the painting or the picture or whatever. And it almost fell on me. And I don't think it would have like
That
hurt me that bad,
no.
but like, I, sorry, I didn't realize that I should have given you a trigger warning because I knew that this story would scare you. But now I'm kind of like, uh-oh, like, am I a little goof and I just put it bad on top of these books and that was just gravity, most likely? Or is this picture haunted?
Mm. I for the sake of your family's safety, I feel like you should you should lock this painting away in a room. Rent an entire studio apartment.
Right.
Never visit it. Only put the painting in it the first time. Continue to pay rent on it.
Yeah.
60 to 70 years from now when you pass, let
Yeah.
someone discover said apartment. They'll
Yeah.
come in and it's just the painting of the clown having not
Yeah.
aged a day. And then
Yeah.
that person can take the curse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
It's tough to say. It's tough to say, I should have saved that one for a Halloween episode, but it just happened, So
Speaking of,
I mean, I feel bad because I'm like, oh, this is my grandma. Like my grandma made this. Like she wouldn't have haunted something for me, but also like maybe she was kind of funky. Like she had a kind of sick sense of humor sometimes.
I'm gonna haunt him, but like as a prank.
Yeah, yeah, just as like a little prank. Anyways,
Well, speaking of things with painted faces and disasters and hauntings, I'm going to be haunted by the first story that we have. But first,
Hey, do you want to start your own podcast?
Cass, are you breaking up with me?
No, not you. The baby trash cans.
Oh, so they should use Zencaster like we do.
It is so easy to record a podcast with Zencaster. You log on your computer, you press record, and you've got yourself on the road to making a studio quality podcast.
It's an all-in-one platform too, y'all. So you just create your podcast, then Zencaster does the rest, distributing it to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all other major podcast destinations.
Go to zencastr.com/pricing and use our code TRASHY to get 30% off your first month of any Zencaster paid plan.
That's Zencastr, skip the last D.
We want you to have the same easy experiences that we do for all of our podcasting and content needs.
It's time to share your story.
Again, that is zencastr.com/pricing for 30% using promo code TRASHY.
Zencastr.com/pricing. Use code TRASHY at checkout.
Erica, if I can be real, I'm worried about the planet.
Hey, Cass, it's a comedy podcast.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, well then let me just jump to what I wanted to bring up. Have you heard of Sun and Swell Foods?
You mean the nation's first online plastic-free grocery store?
Yes, that's what I mean. I want all the baby trash cans out there to have a chance to shop the assortment of delicious, healthy foods in plastic-free compostable packaging.
I read by 2050 there will be more plastic in the ocean than fish. So imagine if we had access to yummy, plant-based, gluten-free, real foods without the plastic packaging.
Well, Sun and Swell is a women-owned small business based in Santa Barbara who are offering people just that. Oh, and BTW, if you don't have access to compost to ditch the packaging after you're done, they have a send-back program. They are not wasting anything, babies.
So if you're looking for a more planet-friendly pantry, shop Sun and Swell and get 20% off site-wide when you go to sunandswellfoods.com and use code TRASHY at checkout.
That's 20% off your entire order when you use TRASHY at sunandswellfoods.com.
Hey, baby trash cans, are you looking for a way to support Trashy and add to your wardrobe?
Well, then look no further than the Trashy merch store. Head to trashypodcast.threadless.com to see all our latest styles.
Show the people at the gym who you really are by wearing our special Time Traveler t-shirt.
Or how about cheering on the sidelines at your kid's next big game in a Mama Trash Can ringer tee?
I mean, Trashy isn't just a podcast. It's a lifestyle.
Hey, we have that design. And Threadless even lets you put stuff on baby onesies, yoga mats, hoodies, and more. I mean, allegedly.
Allegedly. That's a design too. It's trashypodcast.threadless.com.
We love you.
Love you.
All over the internet. We got it from
Everywhere.
theguardian.com, vulture.com. But baby, in Scotland, Glasgow specifically, there was to be a Willy Wonka experience. So you know those Instagrammable museums that pop up? It was a Willy Wonka chocolate factory in Glasgow. It was a viral sensation because images have emerged and basically the AI heavy website, which promoted this candy wonderland, will look like 4 tarps and a jelly bean. And a very sad looking Oompa Loompa lady.
It's pretty crazy. It's like very obvious. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's not obvious, like that it's all AI generated. But then, like, you look closer at the poster for it, and like nothing is spelled right.
Yeah.
And it's like, but this is supposed to be Glasgow, Scotland. Like, I don't think that they spell their English words much differently than anyone else. But like, nothing is spelled right. It says, "Oh, millennials on their way to being the richest generation in history." Why? Because all of our fucking parents are gonna die and finally leave us all the money that they've been hoarding? Again, keep this. God. Just like a side thing from The Guardian. Okay. So it says, "In Charining Entertainment." So entertainment spelled right, of course.
But
Live,
enchanting spelled wrong.
yes. There is an Exarcerdre lollipops, Karchi Tons, live performances. That one I think is spelled right. And then I can't see what this other one is because of Google Images being in the fucking way. But the best one is, of course, a Pasadise of sweet teats. At what point do we start to look at the parents? You know,
Okay, here's the thing. These people paid 35 pounds, which is about $44 US. And the ads looked good. And if you weren't looking
what looks
closely,
good about a Pasadise of sweet teats?
you're
You're
a
too
work,
trusting.
you're a working class man from Scotland. You've got these wee lasses, and you've got to get the kids going on the weekends. You want to give them a fucking treat, and you don't know about the passages, the sweet teats. Like, just give them a fucking. They love the Willy Wonka.
You have to be you have to be more, people need to pay more attention to the shit that they're doing with their kid. Do you know about these like weird Russian like Spider-Man, Peppa Pig kind of weird videos that are on YouTube
Yeah,
that show
yeah,
up on children's algorithms because parents put their kids in front of YouTube for so long
yeah,
that they're not paying attention, and then all of a sudden they're getting these weird like
yeah.
propaganda. Like that's what I'm talking. Like again, this is crazy, and we'll talk about the event, but I do think like you can't just blindly be like, oh, like you see the picture with all the colors and go, oh yeah, this works. I'll just take my dumb kid to this. Like,
I'm sure it
read
was
it.
targeted to them, like heavily targeted to the kid. I'm sure the kids were like, "Mummy, let's go to the Willy Wonka's factory, where we're
You
in the
should look
movie where all the kids die."
you should look into it even more if it's being targeted towards your kids specifically.
No, I agree. It's so funny how we ebb and flow on personal responsibility and blame on certain
That's the
issues, and I
Trashy
love
Trashy
it.
podcast.
I love it.
Like
these,
I think there's a lot of people wrong, but I'm just saying like there's not like a lot of innocent parties here except these
sure,
kids.
and the actors who
That's
took the
it's,
job.
I guess. Yeah. So
So
it is supposed to be, or go ahead, explain it.
a image went viral of a woman in a Shein equivalent of an Oompa Loompa costume, just looking dead eyes, and
Oh my
she
God,
was like
yes.
one of the Oompa Loompas. A journalist tracked her down. Her name is Kirsty Patterson. She found the job on Indeed. They got the script on Friday night. It was going to pay $500 or £500 for the weekend, and she's like, "I don't normally find acting jobs on Indeed, but I needed the money." This was about a 15-page script, and it was AI gibberish. So they had like a day and a half, like a day to rehearse it, basically. They didn't get the costumes till the end of that rehearsal day on Friday. But like in the photo, at the moment where the photo was taken, they had told us just abandon the script. The jelly bean room, one of the candy experiences, ran out of jelly beans. She was rationing the jelly beans to 3 per kid, and that was her being generous. So, like, all this candy was supposed to be a part of the experience, and there was, like, nothing. There's fan cam edits of, like, parents taking videos of it. This was, like, literally, this was a giant warehouse where somebody put up a bunch of tarps, 4 to 5 props, and we're like, it's a Willy Wonka experience. And I've been to those Instagram museums. I've been to the House of Illusion and the Britney Spears in
Sure.
the Zone and the Museum of Ice Cream or whatever. I've been to those, but they're always head to toe immersive, like a Disneyland. Like they
Y-
put in the work. This was a
Yeah.
farce. This was a fucking farce.
This was giving your church basement's haunted house.
I've seen hell houses that are more decorated than this. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was so bad that people called the cops.
Yeah, parents started to call the police because it was because what it lacked in quality, it made up for in like terror. Because
Yes. Oh.
there's videos of like you're walking through this very short experience and like the poor guy who's playing Willy Wonka who's gone very viral explaining all this stuff. He goes, "Oh, like what's behind like there's
Oh
I don't
god.
know exactly
The
what's happening,
unknown.
but some
The unknown is what his name is. The character's
oh, the unknown is behind here, and it's just this guy in like a shiny silver mask and a black cloak who kind of, like slithers out from behind a mirror.
Yeah.
It's it's scary. Like
Yeah.
it's genuinely scary.
The people who organize this is a LLC that started up about 3 months ago called House of Illuminati. Their website looks all the images are crazy AI. Basically, these are supposed to be all these experiences across different a lot of them are centered in Glasgow for now, but it's very much they have immersive delightful exhibits, but it's like their website is like home about hours, careers, events, news, contact, all one spread. All the images are AI. It's bad. Like, they're supposed to have more of these events, but obviously this one went so well. But they have mystique galas, avant-garde art, interactive, secret soirees, enchanted retreats, and it's like, "Babe, you guys had AI write your website, and all of these experiences ain't coming to true."
I just don't get the motivation behind that
Money,
because they're giving everybody their money back because they got
allegedly.
the cops. Yeah, that's true.
Let's see it. It's gonna take up to 10 days, obviously, but let's see it.
Yeah, people are comparing this to like the Fire Festival and stuff. I mean, it's just it, it's it's just crazy, you know? Like
Yeah.
I can't I don't know what possesses people to do things like this even if they have genuine intent. Like I was going to throw a New Year's party and then I knew like 2 days after Christmas that I couldn't pull it off and I
Mhm.
canceled it. I didn't have people come over anyway
Yeah.
to a lackluster,
No.
shitty New Year's party because that's not what you're supposed to do. You're just supposed
You
to like
charging folks, would that have changed your tune?
if I was charging people,
Mhm. Mhm.
no, I'd issue a refund.
Yeah, but let's say you weren't inviting your friends, you were inviting the public, and you were charging folks.
I don't know.
Mm.
I guess I would have just
Mm.
probably had to pull out a miracle then.
Well, it's a
But
miracle that the, guy in our next story is alive, I would say, just from his weirdness.
really, really weird story. This is from sfgate.com. An escaped robber returns to the annals of weird crime. This is a guy who was known as Roofman.
A slick as fry oil robber known as Roofman is a former Army reservist in Concord, and he drilled and dropped into fast food joints from the Bay Area to Massachusetts. He's back behind bars with another whopper of a saga. Okay, SF Gate. Okay.
I know they're getting a little jokey here. So here's what happened. This guy went under a fake name and had like a whole life, basically,
He was a
like a
church volunteer,
girlfriend.
had a girlfriend. He was. Yeah.
The girlfriend had 3 kids, not with him, but his whole thing was that I guess she thought that he worked at night,
For the government.
which yeah,
A
which he
secret
did.
government job.
Yeah, he did definitely work at night, but he had like a lair type thing that was that was built into like the back of a Toys R Us slash drilled into like a cubicle that was also in an abandoned Circuit City, which I'm like, whoa, if your city hasn't cleaned up your Circuit Cities yet, I don't know how to help you. You have this coming. You know what I'm
They're
saying?
Toys R Us's?
I know, truly. So he had a little lair, and he, would like he'd have a little fun, race some remote control cars around, ride a bike for exercise, do Toys R Us things, but then he would go and he would go and rob like McDonald's and some shit.
He would mount baby monitors inside of his cubicle to see what was happening at the store. He would hang up posters at the Toys R Us. He had a mounted toy basketball hoop. He would watch Spider-Man on his DVD player.
And he was having a great time. He wasn't just spending all night robbing places.
No.
He had a man cave.
It's honestly, we talk a lot about are men okay and like men's mental health. And I'm like, this guy built himself a lair and is taking care of himself. Like, why are we throwing him in jail? When this man is like, you know what's going to fix me? Secret toys and lairs.
Well, you know what? Icarus flew too close to the sun because
he really did.
He was planning on doing a takeover robbery of the Toys R Us, even though you had everything and you just wanted a little bit more. But he got a gun by robbing a pawn shop. And then he attempted the Toys R Us robbery on December 26th, but 2 employees were able to slip out. And so then he had to flee through his secret door, which allowed police to discover his hideaway, which they were probably like, literally, what the fuck is he? It probably would have been kind of a crazy moment. But they couldn't find him until 2 members from his church recognized him from like the security photos that police had posted, and then they were able to link him to an arson of a dentist's office, which he had gone to get his teeth fixed. But they think I don't think he had a bad dental experience. I think he was trying to destroy records.
That's smart. But I'm sure they're digital now, dude.
Yeah, I know. Anyways,
this is giving time traveler.
It is, in a sense. It's just like
wiping your records.
A time traveler would never think, I'm going to try to go bigger, unless he was really enjoying the time that he was in and he was like breaking time traveler code.
He's escaping time traveler jail.
That's
so he's
possible.
Doing all the things he can do while he's out, but he knows how to live. And here's what got him: the church. Being involved with people. If he would have just had his girlfriend and his little Toys R Us lair, but they said he was super nice. He's intelligent. He's polite.
It's like Dexter. But he instead of killing criminals, and then ultimately driving into a hurricane, it's
I didn't
robbing.
watch the reboot.
Oh, that's not the reboot, my friend.
Oh, okay. Oh, God.
That's the OG.
Oh God, I never finished it. After the John Lithgow stuff, I was like, I'm bored.
You made a good choice. It was it was like they climbed to the top of Mount Everest and then they fucking fell down.
Detective Angel Batista. I saw that guy at a restaurant one time and I was like, he's living his best life. The actor that's his partner.
The pilot at some point.
Yeah.
And he was like, the Angel Batista was like on the phone being like, okay, baby. Yeah, I'll be home para la cena. I was like, fuck you fucking Spanglish. Like, I don't buy it. All right. Anyway.
Yeah.
So the police contacted his girlfriend, who was shocked. She was like, I'm sorry, my boyfriend has a lair in a Circuit City Toys R Us and does what? Like, he was very well spoken, well dressed, clean, generous. They've been dating since mid-November. He volunteered for the church's outreach program for needy families, giving their kids toys. I mean, that's easy for him to get. Yeah. But like, he bought her diamond
tutoring classes. It's like toys. I got one. I got
toys.
I got a toy guy. Don't worry about it.
He bought her diamond earrings, expensive scarves, gave gifts to her children. They spent the holidays together. They went to the movies, decorated Christmas. Like, I mean, he was living This
for
is like out
life.
of a horror movie, I guess, but
You know how they say you can have 2 out of 3 things. You can have it fast, good, or cheap, and you can have 2 of
mhm,
those, but not all 3,
mhm,
right?
mhm.
She
This
was
feels
trying to have
fast.
all 3 with this guy.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
can give you 2, hon.
So here's what happened and how he ended up getting caught is that the girlfriend was working with police and arranged for him to come to her house on January 5th for her 40th birthday. And then when he showed up, instead of finding her and her children, the police were waiting. So his big mistake was going back one more time for the girlfriend, and he probably should have just continued to flee. But she had then talked to him later, and he
Mhm.
wasn't like mad. He was like, I'm sorry that I lied, and
Yeah.
be strong and do the things that we talked about doing. Like, he wasn't mad.
No.
And she's like, so she's all still lovesick. She's like, I don't hate him. I'm disappointed and confused. I don't know whether to smack him or hug him. Like, help this woman.
Honestly, the next guy that comes along that just, like, has a job and is kinda normal, maybe he chews his toenails, but she's like, "I can overlook a lot."
Honestly. Um, so yeah, it's
Oh,
it's
god.
pretty it's pretty crazy, but even like the cops are like, you hate to compliment the guy because he's a dirtbag, but we can learn a lot from him. Like apparently he's
Yeah.
just like very nice. I don't know. It's it's all very strange. I like it though, you
I do
know?
too, yeah.
I do
Alright, let's
not like this next story.
No, no. This is sent in by Tina Curry. Thank you, Mama Trash Can. Not yet a patron, Tina Curry. From HuffPost.com. Oh, I'm sorry. Ooh, oh, oh, sorry. I didn't mean to Patreon shame my own mother.
My mom's not a patron either, but I don't know. I kind of like it that way.
Maybe we can still talk shit about them until they join the Patreon. No, I'm just
Yeah.
teasing. We
Yeah,
love
we
our
don't talk shit about
mommies.
you guys on the Patreon.
From HuffPost.com. Wiggly maggots fall on Delta passenger from overhead bin. You know how you see people on airplanes that are like losing their minds and trying to like open the doors mid-flight?
Uh-huh.
If a
Well,
maggot fell
no,
on
not in person, but yeah.
No, but like how we hear news reports about it.
Right, right.
If a maggot fell on me mid-flight, I'd be like, "We're all going down." Like, we're all I have the instinct to be like, "I can't let anyone live like this."
I just don't know how this happened. I'll jump to the end so you understand
Mhm.
what was happening. But there was a rotten fish in some guy's bag.
Wrapped
It
up
was
in
wrapped in,
newspaper.
yeah, and it was like infested with maggots. But here's the thing. Why the fuck did he get through security
Mhm.
with a rotten fish? And before you say, "Oh, it's because the TSA is shitty," girl, this was in Europe. This was a flight from Amsterdam to Detroit. This was in Amsterdam. I'm looking at you, Amsterdam, and your security. Why why
The
did you let this
fucking
guy
Dutch.
through? Why did you let this guy through with his nasty fish covered in maggots? Oh my god, that's a long flight to be on. They turn around the plane.
There's only 2 things I hate in this world. People who are intolerant of other people's cultures and the Dutch.
Mhm. Is that from a movie?
It's from Austin Powers. The
Yeah,
first
okay,
one.
that's what I thought.
He's like or I don't know which one, but
I
Michael
think it's
Caine.
the first or the third. Yeah, it's
It's
the
the first
third.
or the third. Yeah, Michael Caine. There's only 2 things I hate in this world. It's that people are intolerant of other people's cultures and the Dutch. It's a perfect
You're
fucking joke.
I was gonna say you're not an impressionist, but your Michael Caine's not bad actually.
Thank you so
Uh,
much. Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you.
So here's the other
Wait, I
thing.
just heard the first part of that sentence.
Did you think that you were an impressionist?
I'll dabble in some impressionism.
Everyone will dabble, but
I mean
look,
listen, I mean, I'm not, I'm not one of the greats, but like, yeah.
you're no Frank Caliendo.
No, I mean, I'm no, you
Jay
know,
Farrow.
well, I was more thinking, like I'm no
Chloe Feynman.
Monet. I'm no impressionist painter. Yeah, I was going impressionism. I'm no Monet. I'm no Manette. I was impressionism. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I got it.
Too many men. Too many men
So
doing
here's the thing. If I
impressionisms.
was the person who had the maggot covered fish, I don't
Mhm.
know that I'd claim my bag in that moment.
Oh, they'd call me. I mean, I'd be Miss Delta. You know what I mean? They'd be like,
Mm-hmm.
"What position do you have open in your company?" Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take that job. Thank you. Oh, no, not the responsibilities, just the salary annually for at least 10 years.
Delta, in a statement, said that the flight was interrupted due to an improperly packed carry on bag. That's what they said.
It's
They
one way to
didn't
say it.
say it's why not just blame, oh, we had to turn the flight around because the Amsterdam security let some psycho with a rotten fish on the plane. That's
Mhm,
easier to explain. Like, no one's going to think, oh, Delta, that's the plane. They have rotten fish on their planes. I'm thinking about the security, but now you're saying, oh, we had to turn around because, you know,
mhm,
we packed a carry on bag wrong. Then I'm like, okay, well, Delta, you're a little sensitive. I don't
mhm.
know. Just admit it. Tell the truth. We know the truth. We just said it.
You know what else we know is that this next story is a Patreon exclusive. Now, while you got that story, here is an ad for the Patreon about what you could hear.
Ugh, not another ad.
Sorry, Cass, but Mama's got to pay the bills.
Surely there's another way.
Oh, there is. You can subscribe to the Trashy Trashy Podcast Patreon
That's ad-free episodes?
and longer episodes.
So much trash.
And even sometimes we release bonus behind the paywall only content.
Exclusive trash.
Sign up for memberships as low as $1.99 per month at patreon.com/trashytrashypodcast.
So patreon.com/trashy-trashy-podcast. Oh, that's fun. There's different tiers. Wait, what is this $200,000 a month?
Oh, at that level, we'll stop doing a public podcast and do a private podcast for you daily for one very rich, very cool listener. That's patreon.com/trashytrashypodcast and sign up today.
So sometimes
I get a good
a story
feeling.
sometimes a story comes across our desk that just it doesn't have enough juice, or perhaps it has a little too much juice. So we have a segment called We Cut That.
Snip, snip, bitch. Snip, snip.
And we cut that.
Snip, snip, bitch.
I'm like that Timothy Chalamet character. Skeet, Skeet. The one from SNL with Pete Davidson.
I know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm.
I think about
Skirt,
that
yeah.
skit. Skirt. Probably 15 times a day.
Which is so crazy because it wasn't made for us.
No, it's mostly when I speak to my Gen Z coworkers where I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
it's giving mid. And they're like, don't do that. And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm making Jimmy fucking Hoffa references. I can't speak to anyone from Gen Z.
From foxnews.com, you can't cheat disability and throw Christmas trees competitively. That's the headline.
Yeah. A mom loses her disability case for $200-something thousand after she was caught winning a Christmas tree throwing competition. I didn't know that was a competition, and now I have a new life goal to train for it every fucking day.
Which is fine as long as you're not collecting disability.
Now, our next story is from thedaily.com, which is woman sparks controversy over being asked for a tip for checking in a bag at the airport. Too long didn't read. It was curbside check-in, something where tips have always been acceptable. It wasn't the gate agents.
So, was she got arrested for what?
She didn't get arrested. She just was like, I'm being asked for a tip, and it was curbside check-in.
Uh-huh.
So she's like, made a video about it. But curbside check-in
Oh.
has
Sure, yeah.
always been a place where you tip the bagman. It wasn't the gate agent. She just made a video and was like, I'm new to flying and life. And was trying to be like, tipping culture's out of control. And it's like, no, bitch, it's always been a tipping position.
I will say, though, the tipping culture is out of control.
Control.
All right.
It's out of
Our
control.
next story that we cut, wave3.com, an Indiana man was arrested after reportedly trying to buy a Porsche with a $78 million check. Are Porsches that expensive these days?
Is Indiana man the new Florida man?
Who's to say? We cut that.
Mm-hmm. This one makes me sad. From the dailystar.co.uk. Model gets breast augmentation so big she can't clap her hands together. Hope she can still clap that ass, though. Am I right? High five.
Whoa.
High five.
Yeah, what do you need to clap for when your titties are that big? People should be clapping for you.
I think they are. Yeah. So I mean, I'm all for personal choice and preference, but it feels like you couldn't go. Can you go above your head? Can you go under your boobies? Again, if you can't clap them out, we cut it. We can't get into the logistics.
Her name is Sabrina Boing Boing. That's her model name.
Honest, and can I just say, I just want to give a belated RIP to Sophie Anderson. She was a part of the Cock Destroyers, and she passed away in December. And I'm really sad. I'm really sad. But RIP the Cock Destroyers. Jen, yeah.
Okay.
RIP. Anyway, Cass, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, guys, it's time for the dumpster fire of the week.
Oh my God.
This story has Erica Curry written all over it because it is a humongous conspiracy theory.
No, I won't take said slander or libel if you write it down.
Okay, look. I'll tell you what it is, and then Erica can do what she needs to do. This comes to us from glamour.com, but I'm pretty sure you can find a lot of it about it on a lot of different places.
New York Times.
It's
everywhere.
Yeah, Glamour just has a timeline. But it was announced that Kate Middleton, the princess and Prince William's wife, Kate Middleton, would undergo a planned abdominal surgery for an unspecified issue, which already people are like trying to guess what that is. But apparently she hasn't been seen for a while.
She hasn't been seen since Christmas Day by anyone, her family or her children.
But how do you know that her family and her children?
Because her family has said we have not seen her. Her family has said we have not seen her. These fucking people, and I know I do tend to be a conspiratorial-minded person. These fucking people have these princesses an hour or two after birth in full hair and makeup, standing up holding their babies for photos. They've released photos of fucking King Philip when he was like looking Mitch McConnell dead. They released images. The fact that even after her surgery, we haven't seen a one photo in her monogram satined pajamas, smiling and just waving. Her children haven't seen her since Christmas.
So wait, so
what
who?
Is
but
happening?
her kids, her two little kids, and
3.
Prince William. Oh, they're 3. Whatever. William has gone on record and said, "I haven't seen my wife."
No, William hadn't said shit, and William's releasing statements.
What family are you talking about?
Like her mom and dad and her sister Pippa.
Bitch, they don't get to see her anyway.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Okay. All right. So, no one has seen her. So there's a timeline. So Christmas Day. Okay. She does her blah, 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 right? Now, here's a deeper conspiracy, right? September 12th, 3 months prior to Christmas. The Princess of Wales reveals a finger injury that allegedly happened while trampolining with her children. The Princess of Wales on October 5th has 2 fingers bandaged together. What's happening? December 22nd, An official trip to Italy is announced for the Duke and Duchess of Wales. That's Prince and Prince. That's William and Kate, right? That's some of their titles. December 25th, the Duchess of Wales and her children are last seen at the annual walk to Christmas services at Sandringham. So they do the walk to the church, right? December 28th, an ambulance with a police escort leaves Sandringham, where the royal family spends Christmas every year. January 6th, several UK gossip rags report that the Wales have furious rows or fights. They throw things. He is a shouter, has a temper, and throws tantrums. January 17th. This is all official reports. January 17th.
Well, they're official reports from paparazzi, but yeah.
Some of them are statements from the UK, from the Buckingham Palace and the Crown.
Well, I mean, they work together with
They absolutely do. Yeah, with the...
So...
Kensington Palace claims that the Princess of Wales had not a cancer-related abdominal surgery the day before and won't be in recovery until April. Okay.
A cancer-related?
Not cancer. So Fergie and the king have cancer right now, but allegedly she does not. Is she...
Fergie has cancer too?
Yeah, no.
Wild.
Okay, so Prince of William visits the London clinic. No other visits from him at all. Not while his wife is allegedly there for almost 2 weeks, and not when his father was there for surgery. Okay. January 24th. Reports claim in the inner circle of the Wales, the Duke and Duchess of Wales, that the abdominal surgery and story and were not related to any health. They didn't know anything about this health issue, right? So they announced a trip to Italy, and then they say, oh, well, she's going to have this planned abdominal surgery. They don't make official pronouncements unless things... I'm just saying. Okay. Prince Charles, it was confirmed Prince Charles had visited the Princess of Wales.
King Charles.
No, Prince Charles, their son, the little one.
Oh, the little one.
Mm-hmm. So it was confirmed on January 26th that he visited her in the London clinic. Okay. No photos ops. So on January 28th, a Spanish journalist claims that the Princess of Wales is in a coma, citing an unnamed palace source. She doubles down on this story. They haven't released a single fucking image of her. January 29th, Kensington Palace claims that the Princess of Wales was discharged from the London clinic and continues recovery at home. February 1st, the palace vehemently denies the coma story by the Spanish journalist. February 4th, the Spanish journalist doubles down on the coma and continues to claim her sources are reliable. February 5th, King Charles announces a cancer diagnosis that he'll be treating with like legs and tweeds and fucking hopes and wishes, but don't get me started on that. February 5th, the UK gossip rag launched a potential the Princess of Wales may be in recovery for 9 months, not 3. And it was swiftly picked up by other sources.
It's probably one of those conspiracy or those tabloids that they work with.
Yeah. Yep.
Releasing that to try to buy themselves like 9 months.
Exactly. But again, these people issue photos, official photos, and work with these magazines. The UK press and the Crown work together very closely. We have not seen an image of her. We're recording this on February 29th, which is Leap Day. Who knows what could happen by the time we release. But February 7th, Prince Harry flies to London from Los Angeles to see his father, right? Okay, big, huge deal. After his cancer diagnosis. February 9th, the gossip rags claim that Princess of Wales is on the mend and has left Windsor Castle and is now at Sandringham with her husband, kids, and the king. Now, Pippa Middleton on February 13th releases a bunch of vacation photos. They're posted by the Daily Mail. It's picked up. But the resort that she was photographed in is owned by her husband's family, and she goes there several times a year. We don't know the exact date that these photos were taken. So I think they're just buying times with look at Pippa, which is always the UK's look at Pippa distraction, right? Several gossip mags on February 17th release a cover story of the Prince and Princess of Wales visiting a school being considered by Prince George. Now, Prince George, this actually, it turns out, took place probably in like late last year, like September of last year.
So they're
on
not recent photos.
not recent photos, but they
How
acted
do you
as if they
know?
were.
How do they know?
Because no date was specified in the article or publication, and there's no accounts from the people that were of the school. February 20th, Prince of Wales, so William, puts out a statement about his concerns about the ongoing conflict in the Middle East, and he said the statement was only the W monogram, not he doesn't go by Wales in that way. That's William. It was I. The W does not stand for Wales. It stood for William alone. Solo. Now, where is she? What is going on?
It's never a good look
Mm-hmm.
to have someone missing
Mm-hmm.
for this long. Speak to the Miscavige family of
Yes.
Scientology,
Yes.
where his wife still hasn't ever been seen, right?
Where is Shelley?
Is
Well,
she dead, right?
no, she's probably in one of those prison work camps out in the Gold Base.
It's been years, though.
The LAPD did a wellness check recently, but the LAPD is also allegedly in the pocket of Scientology and they're one of their main donors. So
Crazy. Well,
Um,
anyways,
so
it's not a good look. It's definitely
Yeah.
not a good look, and
No.
you're not wrong. They do cart these women out like hours after giving birth with the new
Yeah.
babies to take pictures.
Now here's something. The King of Greece passed, and that's Prince William's godfather, right? A minor royal, Thomas Kensington, was found dead on Sunday of an alleged heart attack. Prince William and him were allegedly hanging out together that night. Then there started being articles that say, if William was charged with a serious crime, could you send a prince to prison? And what happens when he becomes the king? So
What are they worried about? That he killed his cousin?
yeah. This is just the worst PR these people have more money than God, and yet somehow they have the worst PR of all time. But he pulled out of the king. So the King of Greece passed. William pulled out of going to that service, and he was supposed to be a speaker. The day of, he pulled out. Now, this Thomas Kensington's mother and father still attended this memorial service for the King of Greece. So, William was too torn up over his cousin, but his mom and dad weren't? His, distant cousin?
Babe, these people are fucking freaks. I don't...
I know.
You know?
I'm just saying, but for the UK to start dribbling out stories of, what if the prince could the prince go to jail? That means something's brewing. Now, there is a theory online that Camilla is salt burning all of these people. The king has cancer. Camilla's coached. All these people are disappearing. And here's the thing. Camilla would be placing hella fucking stories in the press. That's a thing she does. She's a known source, right? But the fact that there aren't any stories makes me think something crazy serious is happening. And what's funny is that, the lady who played Camilla, the middle Camilla in The Crown, is Emerald Fennell, who wrote and directed Saltburn. What is happening? And I know I have a conspiratorial mind, but you guys, I think William fucking did something to her, allegedly. Come after me, the Crown. Honestly, come after me, fucking UK Crown. I would love nothing more than that.
It doesn't seem out of the realm of possibility that perhaps someone who lived a weird, sheltered life where he knew his whole life that he was going to be the King of England someday, maybe might have a childish and aggressive manner to him.
He attacked his brother, yeah.
Yeah. And I read the book. I read his brother's book, which doesn't mean that that's law or anything, but I did, William doesn't sound like the best guy. And certainly after the Harry and Meghan thing, and there's a Netflix documentary about that, the royal family, they don't seem like the best people, and they seem to be operating on a very old it's kind of like the machine is getting really dusty and someone needs to go and fix it, but nobody wants to fix it. And so it's not like shocking that things might be spinning out of control a little bit. This tweet that I'm seeing with William and his distant cousin Thomas, who died, is trying to say that Thomas OD'd.
Yeah.
So when they were partying together, which again, I don't know why that would make Prince William like
Yeah, but they
responsible
ushered
for
him
anything.
out of the building. It's not, but it's just like,
What do you mean usher? Like, so what?
yeah, like your friendo dies and you can't be like caught in the house. It just fuels the theory
But
of like
that's
William's out of control. And they try to paint Harry as the crazy one when I'm like, that man is a measured, calm boy. They've both gone through immense trauma. They both dealt with it very differently. I don't know.
I mean, at this point though,
It feels like the palace is scrambling.
I'm gonna call it. I don't think we'll ever see Kate Middleton again.
No.
I'm just being serious. Like, because remember when Fidel Castro got sick and they fucking made it sound like he was alive for like 4 or 5 more months when like this isn't
Yeah.
confirmed, but his ass was dead. But it's all control, you know? Like
Yeah.
it's all control. And who was the other one? Feinstein, Diane Feinstein. Girl,
Mhm.
that's all control. She was barely hanging on. She wasn't
Mhm.
making decisions anymore. Like
Mhm.
her power of attorney had been transferred over to family members like
Mhm.
a month before she died, but she was still in the Senate. Like sometimes people, like these people who have this power, they don't handle these things good.
Mhm.
And so if William did something to his wife,
Mhm.
or even if she just did have a stomach issue that was like bad enough to whatever it is, the way
She
they're
got
handling it right
bad
now.
bangs and she's having to grow them out. That's my favorite theory. That she just got bangs. And it's like, oh no, this is a bad look. I have to grow them out privately.
There's hair extensions to fix that. You know, I don't know. I just after a certain amount of time,
Mhm.
if someone isn't seen and someone else points out that they haven't seen this person, I go to the Shelley Miscavige of it all. I'm like, I don't think we're ever gonna see her again.
Yeah.
They're gonna report her dead of whatever is
Mhm.
ailing her like
Mhm.
in like a month
Mhm.
to make this all go away.
Mhm. Yeah. Anyway.
Weird. You know
Weird.
what I want?
What?
How old is his oldest son?
George? I think he's like 11.
Okay. So
Let's see. You
let's
want
see.
the Return of
Prince.
Child Princess?
Yep.
He was born in 2003. Oh, he's 11. Oh my god, I'm like accurate. He's like 10. He'll be 11 in July.
Why not? You know, because here's the thing. Like the fact that the royal family still exists in any sort of like huge way in
Mhm.
England is
Mhm.
already ridiculous.
Mhm.
Why not bring back child kings? Like at least this time this child king won't have like power,
Mhm.
you know, how they used to in history.
Can I just tell you, there's a fantastic photo on George's wiki of him being like like 4 years old in his little robe, and he's meeting like both Barack Obama and his father are crouched down, and Michelle Obama to be at his eye level.
Yeah.
Like, he's already the king. If Barack Obama's crouching down to meet you, sorry. You know what I mean?
Prince George is, I believe, a gay icon.
Absolutely. Thanks to Gary. Yeah, there was a bunch of memes of anytime he has an expression. Gary Janetti. Gary Janetti on Instagram would make all these fantastic memes. He basically made a Prince George meme account and it was fantastic. And it would just be him being catty instead of like, so it's any photo released of him, an actual photo, and then it's like him meeting his teacher. His teacher's slightly bowing while shaking his hand. And it's like, your curtsy lower tomorrow if you want to keep your fucking job would be like his response, just cuteness. Anyway.
I mean, he does serve cunt
He
quite
really
often.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know if we'll ever see Kate Middleton again. That's that's like my favorite Housewives quote when Lisa Rinna was like, "I don't know if we'll ever see Denise Richards again." Anyway, what are you hoarding? I'm worried.
Oh, let me look. We forgot to do this last week, by the way.
Oops.
This is so funny. We were in a hurry. The Costco has a variety snack box,
Mm-hmm.
which is very nice. It's got like
Mhm.
all of their tiny snacks, I guess is what I'm hoarding. I don't know. I don't feel super strongly about it. I
Mhm.
felt strongly about it last week, but then I tried the blueberries and
Mhm. They
in
weren't
the
they
snack
weren't
box, and I
serving
was like,
cunt.
these are shitty. I should, and so then the next time I went back, I just only got trail mix,
Mhm.
Life's fake healthy food. So I guess that's not very strong, but maybe you'll like the blueberries. I don't know. Just get the variety snack box.
Cute.
This is weak. I'm not hoarding anything.
That's fair.
What are you hoarding?
I'm hoarding a debut novel by
Oh wow.
Jessica Emerson. It's called Olive Days. You can pre-order it now. It will be delivered in September, but it is by a dear friend of mine named Jessica Emerson, and it's on Penguin Random House Publishing. And it's called Olive Days. You can pre-order it now if you go to penguinrandomhouse.com. You can go to Amazon, Barnes and Noble. Go to your local bookstore and request it, and they'll put it out there. But it's described by Penguin Random House as a smoldering novel about an exhausted young mother in an Orthodox Jewish community of Los Angeles whose quest for authenticity erupts in a passionate affair following the night of wife swapping. And so there's just like a lot of interesting themes about all of this. And I'm just like really excited. And I've pre ordered my copy, but pre orders really help. So please pre order Olive Days by Jessica Emerson. You can go to your local bookstore or pre order it from any of the megas, but indie bookshops help a lot. So check out Olive Days by Jessica Emerson. Available in
Fabulous.
September. You can pre order it now, which again helps. Pre orders are so clutch. So, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, what are you throwing away?
Growing out bangs.
You and Kate
S-
Middleton.
Yeah, dude. It is rough. I mean, I said that they make hair extensions for that. I meant for people like her. I
Mhm.
can't afford that shit.
Mm-mm.
So I'm just like in it. I'm just in the struggle. And it's, man, it's
God,
ugly. It's rough.
I always think I'm gonna do curtain bangs, and then it's like, babe, your bangs just don't. You don't have enough hair. Your hair's too thin now.
I had the blunt straight across
And they were
bangs.
so cute.
Yeah, over the summer and in the fall, and they were cute for sure. But it just wasn't an image that I was willing to maintain. Like I didn't
Hmm.
want my life to revolve around having bangs. And I do
Hmm.
feel like when you have bangs,
So
take it
much of
from
your
Zoe
life is
Deschanel. It's
bangs.
like, yeah, you are bangs.
Hmm.
So I'm trying to
Hmm.
grow them out and oh my God, it's just exhausting because
Hmm.
when you have straight across bangs, all you have to do is dry your bangs. The rest of your hair is a free for all. It doesn't matter. It looks good.
Hmm.
But when you have like growing them out, so then you have to switch to the curtain bangs,
Yeah.
you have to do your hair every fucking day.
Hmm.
Who's got the time?
Not I.
Not me.
Not
No.
I.
So like sometimes my hair looks great and then sometimes it looks like a man who's growing out his hair but who like is an idiot and like just cut himself. Oh, this hair is in my eyes.
Hmm.
I'm gonna cut this. Like it looks like a shitty, like stinky teenage boy haircut right now.
I'm sorry. That's rough.
Yeah, it's tough.
Oof. Yeah.
Ugh, what are you throwing out?
Okay, I'm throwing away Pop Tarts.
Whoa.
Here's the thing, Cass. Remember when it was raining really, really bad?
I'll never
I,
forget it.
you'll never forget. This was last month. I was given a Pop Tart. I was like, I haven't had Pop Tarts in probably a decade. somebody handed me a package of Pop-Tarts. And I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. Just like oh, here you go. Guess what kind they were?
Sure. What?
The best kind. The cinnamon
Yeah.
one, right?
The cinnamon one. Yeah. I don't know what else is in there,
I
but
don't
it
know
is
what
the
else.
best
Who
kind.
knows? I come home that day. Again, I haven't had Pop-Tarts in probably 10 years at this point. I come home. Who has bought a pack of 12 packs of those really good cinnamon whatever Pop-Tarts but Winston? And I said,
How
how
do you know?
serendipitous. He didn't. It was just one of those weird coincidences. I know. That's so crazy because I just got a Pop-Tart for the first time and I was like, oh my God, Pop-Tarts are amazing. I forgot about them. It has been 2 weeks of us buying 12 packs of Pop. It's a heavy month here in February. We've been eating Pop-Tarts. I'm having 2 packs a day sometimes. Like I got to quit my Pop-Tart habits. I'm throwing them away because this is getting bad. The triglycerides are going to go up, you know? I got to limit my Pop-Tarts. I'm throwing them away, you know?
So you're you're throwing away Pop-Tarts because you guys keep buying them?
Yeah. What do you think I have
All
fucking
right.
self-control? Get out of
No,
here.
yeah, absolutely. I get it.
That's me. And Cass, where can the people find you?
1,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Where can the
I'd
people
like to
find you?
be.
And under the sea. Yeah, you can find me in an octopus's garden
Mhm.
in the shade. Where can the people find you? And no offense, but more importantly, where can they find this podcast?
I'm at Iconic Erica Curry, where you want to find me. Instagram, TikTok. I've been making some TikToks lately. That's the important parts. I don't really do anything else on social. I'm at Iconic Erica Curry on Poshmark. Have some great wares there. I also just started a resale and Instagram account called Whole Thing Vintage because, you know, it's a whole thing. It's something I say frequently, and I thought that would be cute. So I'm going to start selling my vintage clothing on It's a Whole Thing. So Whole Thing Vintage on Instagram. Check us out. I'm going to start posting my stuff. But most importantly, you can find this podcast at Trashy Trashy Pod on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Spill, Twitter, all the things. Google Podcast. By the time we're listening to this, Google Podcast is no longer a thing. We are available now on YouTube, though. You can listen to the podcast on YouTube and see the full transcriptions. If you would like to have a shirt that says Trashy Trashy Podcast, would like to say Florida Man, legalize trash, allegedly, stay trashy, etc., you can go to trashytrashypodcast.threadless.com. That is our merch store. They have totes, t-shirts, coffee mugs, blah, blah, blah. The way to hear longer episodes of the podcast and ad-free longer episodes. And sometimes we just release bonus clips. I'm starting to drop some little nuggets in the Patreon feed. Ad-free episodes
Oh boy.
available on patreon.com/trashy-trashy-podcast. That's patreon.com/trashy-trashy-podcast, where we have bonus episodes, ad-free episodes, and bonus materials. And tiers start as low as $1.99 a month. So thank you so much to the patrons that we have. Your fanfic is coming. And we...
I swear it's coming.
Sure. All right. And we love you so much. We really do appreciate your support. It's what helps the podcast grow. Use code TRASHY for all discounts from our sponsors. They allow us to continue the podcast. But most importantly, hey, Cass.
What's going on, girl?
Stay garbage.
You stay garbage, girl.
I will. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Like, do I need to go to the UK and like find Kate Middleton?
I feel like after watching that Netflix documentary and reading Prince Harry's book, like I feel like I know that that couple so well that my instinct is like maybe I should just text Meghan Markle and ask her what she knows. And then I remember that I don't know them. I don't know them at all.
Yeah,
as a matter of fact.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, did he fuck and kill? And they're scrambling. I don't know.
Maybe, girl, maybe.
I don't know. I'm like, and I don't think this institution should exist at all. But I also don't want her dead.
No.
But I'm like, where is she?
I feel sad for her, like knowing this like trampoline story, because I don't know if it happened on the trampoline.
No,
but maybe that's just my mind wandering around.
I know. I'm like, did he like hold her hand and like?
We gotta stop.
We gotta stop. Okay. Bye.